So welcome back to another episode of The Things We Want in FC 25. This is the show where you guys send in your suggestions on the things you want to see in the next game. We talk about it and we'll see if EA delivers when the time comes. Today we're going to have some of my suggestions, but also some of the community suggestions as well. And of course, this show is a community show. This is the people's show. If you want a chance to get featured, leave a comment on the things you want to see in the next game, and I might actually talk about it in a future. So now it's time for some new face suggestions. We've got 4 players today. The first one is Gruda, who plays for Mainz. This guy has a 70 overall, 86 potential, and he is a centre forward, 19 years old as well. In FC 24, he's got a generic face, and I couldn't find him in eFootball. Next up is Pablo Barrios, who plays for Atletico Madrid, 20 years old, a centre mid, 76 overall, 86 potential. In FC 24, he's got a generic face. In eFootball, he also has a generic face. Next up is Paul Wanner from Elversberg. He is 17 years old, a cam, and he's got a 66 overall, 86 potential. He's loaned from Bayern Munich, and in FC 24, he's got a generic face, and I couldn't find him in eFootball. Next up is Malik Tillman, who plays for PSV and also the United States. He is a cam, 21 years old, 77 overall, 86 potential. This guy's also loaned from Bayern Munich. In FC 24, he's got a generic face, but in eFootball, he's got a real face. Hopefully EA can give these guys real faces, because obviously they're very important players to career mode people. So this one is a very interesting suggestion. Bruno says they should add the dive button like in PES 18. Dubbarux says that's a feature that wouldn't get abused online, and that's a bit of sarcasm there. Gotta Love Arsenal says they probably should just not do it for pro clubs. And Jaden says they shouldn't add it in Ultimate Team, but could be added to career mode. If you were going to add a dive button, it would have to be in kickoff and career mode. You wouldn't want to have it in online modes. You'll just be versing players that just want to do dives every 5 seconds. I was reading the PES Reddit, and it said for those who don't know, you can dive by pressing R1, R2, R3 plus L1, L2, L3. How many fingers do you need for this dive button? If you do it, it pretty much always results in you giving away a free kick and getting booked, particularly because of the hard way to trigger it. It's hard to time it perfectly. Has anyone successfully done it? Anyone got an opposition player booked or sent off? One person said, I've done it once, bought PES for the last 3 years, and I've only ever been successful the one time. I had 2 players putting pressure on me, so I went down and got a free kick out of it. So it looks like it is possible to trick the referee with the dive button, but most of the time you'll end up getting booked. Let's test it out. Alright, so I'm going to pass it all the way back here, and I'm going to try it. So R1, R2, L1, L2 plus R3, L3. Oh my goodness. The most deliberate dive you're ever going to see. Look at this. Well, at least we know it works, but yeah, you need to press so many buttons at the same time. Miranda, what are you doing? And he got a yellow card as well. So at least we know it works. And then we tried it again, and the ref, does he give me a free kick? I don't know. I mean, Mane was close. Did we trick him? No, we didn't. Okay, the ref's not stupid. I thought there was a good chance of actually fooling the ref there, but it wasn't. Konami always throws in these little gameplay mechanics that we never get in EA's games. I really enjoy this dive button actually. I would love to have this in FC 25. I would definitely use it just to try and see if I could fool the referee sometimes. There was actually another football game I remember that had the deliberate dive button, and that was This Is Soccer 2003 or This Is Football. Basically, you could press the R2 button and it would do a deliberate dive. In this example, we had Giggs that did a deliberate dive. The ref wasn't stupid. He gave out the yellow card to Giggs, and it also comes up with deliberate dive on the broadcast package as well. So it looks like over the years, we've lost certain features like diving as well, even though diving, I guess, is sort of against the football rules. In This Is Football 2003, there was one time I actually fooled the referee. Check this out. I thought I didn't do it correctly. I thought I was going to get booked. Then all of a sudden, I saw that I got the free kick. So I actually fooled the ref there by pressing the deliberate dive button. So this is a nice mechanic actually, because sometimes you can get that unfair advantage. I get that diving in football is sort of morally wrong. It's sort of trying to gain an unfair advantage, but this is a video game. You need to have a bit of fun, and diving is just a fun mechanic to have in the game. And of course, you can just give the players a yellow card or suspend them if they get caught diving in a video game as well. Next up is a good suggestion from Sabby, who says we should have cutscenes for when we buy stuff in player career mode, and also a cutscene when your agent talks to you about the future. I've been saying it for years now, you do need cutscenes for when you buy stuff in player career mode. All this stuff is menu based, and I think it's time to take it to the next level. Like if you hire a personal stylist, there should be a cutscene for the stylist. I remember FIFA 22 had this really cool introduction to the game, and part of that introduction was this cutscene where you're with Henri and he takes you up to a stylist. This is what you need in player career mode, you know. You should be able to hire a stylist, and then a cutscene plays like this where you walk around. It's a shop that has all these suits. There's a stylist that works there, and you get to meet him, and he does help you, you know, get a proper suit. As you can see, he's showing you around. showing you the different suits that you can sort of buy. Then it takes you into this menu where you can customize your guy with a suit. And then when you're done, the stylus asks you if that's what you wanted. That's basically it. This is the sort of stuff you need in player crew mode now as well. If you purchase a small apartment, you should see a cutscene of you buying the apartment. One thing I liked about the journey was the fact that you actually saw yourself getting an apartment, and you could see everyone excited when they first rock up to the apartment to check it all out. This is stuff that you need in a player crew mode. You've got the tile there, you should be able to click, purchase a small apartment, and then a cutscene should play, something like this. I'm not saying that you need to have a mother and grandfather there, but you should be able to walk in and check out your apartment, you know? Sorry about that, says adding a player stats table for each club, including all stats. Example, appearances, goals, assists. Example, Mbappe could overtake Benzema on Madrid's table. So pretty much like a club record book that has all the record appearances, goals and assists for each club, so you can sort of have players in your own crew mode save work towards beating those records for the club. And Charlie says EA cannot be bothered to add stats for every club. And I think that's pretty much the truth there, you know. It might take a long time, it might be a little bit too hard for the game to have all the different stat records for each individual club in the game. I guess you could start with a few of the major clubs like a Barca or Real Madrid, Manchester United. I think this is one of those ideas that sounds very good on paper, but it's easier said than done. Angel says one thing I would like to see is crowd capacity control, like we should be able to change the attendance in the stadium. I think this would also be a good feature in crew mode. If your team is in last place, then the stadium should be pretty empty, and in a final, the losing team's fans should leave when the game is over. I always found it a bit funny that the losing team's fans would stay for the trophy presentation, but yeah, I think it would be cool to have a setting in kickoff at least where you could control the crowd attendance. Like imagine having a low setting where only a few members of the crowd would turn up, sort of like what you're seeing on your screen at the Brighton Stadium. And then you could have like a medium attendance or a high attendance. And like Angel said, this could be a good feature in crew mode. Like if a team's coming last, then the stadium would be more emptier than a team doing well during the season. This one comes from Flock Football. For me, having a golden boot for Europe or the whole world would be cool. And also if you or your players win it, you see a cutscene. They should also make one for the league you're in if you're a top scorer. The European Golden Shoe is presented to the player that scores the most goals out of all the leagues in Europe, I believe. Something like that anyway. You've seen players in the past like Messi, Ronaldo pick up this Golden Boot trophy. Individual leagues like the Premier League do have their own top scorer award as well. And these are trophies you need in career mode. It would be nice to see a cutscene of your own player or just the player that wins it in career mode to pick up that trophy, similar to what they do with the Ballon d'Or. There's other trophies EA could throw in like South American Player of the Year, Asia Player of the Year as well. PES Master League did have these trophies. I think EA should throw in some more as well. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe and click the thumbnail in the middle to watch new FC25 news.